Hey everybody, my name is Tiff and welcome to Stead in the City. Tonight I'm going to show you how I make one of my favorite teas. This is actually, I drink it as an iced tea, but you could very much, or you could very well drink this as a hot tea as well. So we're just going to go over the ingredients first. We have a little bit of mint, lavender, lemongrass, and purple basil. All of these have been dried for about a week. I like to hang dry my herbs, with the exception of the lemongrass. I just make it into a wreath and then just let it sit. But yeah, let's start preparing the tea. With the lavender already dried, it makes taking it off of the stem very easy. So all you do is you take the leaves off of the stem and then just set the stem aside. You're going to do the same thing with the mint. Of course, you can do all of this to taste. If you like more mint, add more mint. I would say be careful with the lavender because the lavender is very calming and could very well put you to sleep. We're going to leave the lemongrass in the wreath, and then the basil, the purple basil, I'm going to use a little bit of it. It's less of the flavor that I want, although basil in tea is very, very good. It's less of the flavor that I want and more of the color. So I'm going to take your strainer. I'm just going to go ahead and get all that in there. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but I don't want it to be super strong since I do drink this during the day. So you just throw everything in the strainer and then we'll go take it over to the oven, or the stove. We'll take it over to the stove. With all my teas, I use a medium-sized saucepan, and I just put it on the stove and wait for it to get to boil. It doesn't have to be like at a rapid boil or anything, but like this is fine. So I'm just gonna take the strainer and put it directly on top of the pot, and then just give it a poke. We have a lot of chopsticks from when we lived in Okinawa. So yeah, just give it a poke to make sure that everything is completely submerged in the water. And then cover it with the top. Okay, I'll let it steep for about 3 minutes and then I will turn it off. After I turn it off, I leave the strainer in there to allow it to continue to steep. And I don't take it out until it is cool. It's like completely cooled down, and I go ahead and I get ready to move it into my carafe. What's up? I made the last minute decision to hop on camera. No? Okay, bye Sneak. Yeah. Oh, hi Spike. Yeah. I made the last minute decision to hop on camera. Originally, when I gathered all like my equipment and stuff to go ahead and film this video, I decided I wasn't going to be on camera, just because I'm filming on my DSLR and I don't have, like, my DSLR is from 2013, so it doesn't have, like, that was before all of like the really cool features came out of like the flippable screen and like the autofocus in video shooting mode or whatever. So it's just a little bit more difficult to be on camera shooting on my DSLR as opposed to my iPhone, which that's what I typically use is my iPhone because I spent all this money for it, might as well use all of the features. But neither here nor there. I was watching Jess's video. If you are unfamiliar with Jess from Roots and Refuge, one, I don't know what rock you've been living under, and two, I'll go ahead and link her channel in the description box below. In the beginning parts of her video today, she was talking about excitement about her husband Jeremiah being home, because when he's gone, sometimes she feels like she's operating in survival mode. And that really resonated with me for a few different reasons. If you are unaware, we are a military family, and we are currently going through some very military related things. And those things have definitely left me kind of feeling like I'm in survival mode sometimes. So when she talked about that, you know, it hit me right here. Just right here. But then it got me thinking that we all are probably feeling similar feelings of operating in survival mode. Between the Rona, the uncertainty of all of the implications of Rona, like, you know, do we send our kids to school? Do we try to homeschool? Do I, you know, if you're unemployed, like, what is that going to look like in the future? If you're working, how much longer can you work remotely, or do you have to go back into the office? How comfortable do you feel going back into the office? What safety measures have been put in place for you to go back to the office? I can imagine that we're all operating under some, like, I just need to survive mode. And I just wanted to be encouraging to you that we will survive. And not only will we survive, not only will you survive, not only will I survive, we will thrive. You will thrive. I will thrive. And I was thinking about something that I had put on Instagram, like, way in the beginning of, you know, the Rona. Like, might as well just call the Rona, like, the Rona. It's a season at this point. It's a season that's going to last forever. Sorry. Anyway, I was thinking about something that I put on Instagram a couple months ago, and I called it the perspective of the seed, where, you know, I was sowing seeds in the garden, and I started to think about the experience of the seed. Like, you know, the seed is comfortable. It's in its seed packet. It's comfortable. It's in a familiar place with familiar, you know, people, other seeds. And then it is plucked out of its comfort zone and stuck in the dirt. It's a lot of uncertainty. The seed may or may not understand what happened. The seed may or may not understand what's going on. Either way, that's a lot of uncertainty to be taken out of your comfort zone and what you perceive as, or that's a lot of uncertainty, or that breeds a lot of uncertainty, being taken out of your comfort zone and then put in what you perceive as darkness. So again, the seed may or may not know what's going on, but it's probably worried, it's probably freaked out, it's concerned, stressed, anxious, afraid, just trying to survive, because they don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. It's just trying to survive. But then, one day, the seed starts feeling something, you know. Starts feeling, you know, like, oh, I can move, like, or I have, like, I have some freedom, I'm getting comfortable. There you go. That's a good way to put it. One day the seed gets comfortable in its new surroundings. And it's like, you know what? I can do this. And then another day, and like really in like seed world, this is probably like in a few hours, the seed cracks open and is like, whoa, I was finally getting comfortable with all of this, and now I'm cracking open. Like, what is going on? Again, the seed may or may not know what's going on. The seed may or may not know what's going to come next. All it knows is that it is in excruciating pain because it just cracked wide open. Very well could be applying way too much agency to a seed, but cracking open, germination, doesn't sound very comfortable. So, seed is taken out of its familiar spot, plopped into what it perceives as darkness, starts getting comfortable, yeah, it's still dark in here, but I'm a little comfy, and then it cracks open. At that point, the seed is just like, when is this going to end? I'm trying my best to survive, but now I am cracked wide open and I don't know what's coming next. Well, we all know what comes next. The seed sprouts. And then from that sprout comes a seedling. And then from that seedling comes a plant. And then from that plant comes flowers, fruit, vegetables, and then later on, more seeds. More seeds to be sown for future generations. I say all of that to say that if you feel like you're operating in survival mode, right here, I feel like I'm operating in survival mode sometimes, you'll be okay. You will be fine. You have to some level, you have to crack open in order to grow. And I don't mean that in a way of like you have to suffer. You have to be brought to that point of discomfort. Because like I said, germination does not sound like it's a comfortable process. But you have to be brought to that level. You have to be brought to that point, or you have to be brought to that level of discomfort in order to grow. And it sucks a lot. But knowing the growth that is going to be on the other side of that makes it suck just a little bit less. Knowing that the growth on the other side of me cracking wide open, of you cracking wide open, of us cracking wide open, knowing that the growth on the other side of that is going to lead to more seeds to be sown in future generations makes it suck a little less. Okay, that's still hot. I was checking to see how hot the tea was. Yeah, it's not ready. I was hoping to end this video showing you like the end process of my tea, but I think I'll go ahead and end it here. Hop on over to Instagram if you want to see the end result. Yeah, do that. Go to Instagram. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you try the tea, let me know. If you feel like you're operating in survival mode, you can do this. I promise you can do this. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Cheers.